Hello students, how are you today? I hope you are in a good condition because I'm well too. Okay, today we're going to learn a new material. Now, before we start the material today, it's better for us to pray first. Pray begin. Amen. Okay, in this PJJ, I hope you still in good conditions and always stay at home if you do not have any business outside. Now, today we're going to talk about formal invitation. What is formal invitation? I'm sure all of you have been receiving this formal invitation. But before that, I would like to deliver first the kompetensi dasar or the basic competence, and then learning objective or tujuan pembelajaran, third definitions and types, for purpose, 5 generic structure and language features, and the last one, example and exercise. Okay, here's the kompetensi dasar or basic competence. The first one, 3.3. Membedakan fungsi sosial, struktur teks, dan unsur kebahasaan beberapa teks khusus dalam bentuk undangan resmi dengan memberi dan meminta informasi terkait kegiatan sekolah atau tempat kerja sesuai dengan konteks penggunaannya. And then 4.3, teks undangan resmi. Here's the lesson objective or tujuan pembelajaran. So, what should you achieve after this PJJ, I'm sorry. Oke, tujuan pembelajaran or learning objective. Peserta didik dapat menganalisis fungsi sosial, struktur teks, dan unsur kebahasaan undangan resmi secara tepat dengan kemandirian. And then, peserta didik mampu mengidentifikasi fungsi sosial, struktur teks, dan unsur kebahasaan undangan resmi secara tepat dengan kemandirian. Third, peserta didik mampu menangkap makna undangan resmi secara tepat dengan kemandirian. And last one, peserta didik mampu membuat undangan resmi dengan memperhatikan struktur teks dan unsur kebahasaan undangan resmi secara tepat dengan kemandirian. So, I have this. Do you know what picture is? Do you know what it is? So, what is this? I'm sure that all of you have received this kind of text or paper, yeah? Yeah, this is about celebrate the wedding ceremony, yeah, wedding ceremony. And if you haven't received this kind of invitation, have you ever got an invitation other than this? If yes, what kind of invitation that you ever got? Yeah, maybe wedding, yeah? You got wedding invitations, birthday invitations, dinner party invitations, and so on. So here is the definitions and types of invitations. An invitation is a request, a solicitation, or an attempt to get another person to join you at a specific event. So it is ini adalah sebuah teks yang berisi sebuah permintaan. So if you receive an invitation, so you required to attend the event. Now I have two definitions, types of invitation. The first one is formal invitation and the second one is informal invitation. First, we are going to talk about formal invitation. A formal invitation is an invitation which follows a dignified form, tone, or style in agreement with the established norms, customs, or values. So the formal invitation is a really formal. We could observe it by the words, the sentence that be used in the formal invitation. For example, wedding party. Yeah, wedding party usually is the formal one. And then we are going to talk about informal invitation. So an informal invitation is a personal invitation given by a friend, usually like a birthday party or dinner party. But you must remember that the formal or the informal of the invitation is based on the situation, yeah? not always birthday party is informal. It can be formal sometimes. It depends on the situations and who is the inviter. Okay, here is the difference between formal invitation and the informal invitation. You could observe it first. Yeah, in this formal invitation, there is Mr. and Mrs. John Smith cordially invite you, Mr. and Mrs. Jacobson, to celebrate the marriage of Heather Mary to Michael Francis at their rehearsal dinner Saturday, 28th of June 2014 at Royal Gala Room at 7:30 p.m. And there is RSVP in the bottom of the letter. Yeah. And then in the informal invitation, you could see clearly that from the language features, it is very informal. Yeah, for example. So you could add some kind of phrases like psst or something. It's time to party, Miss Avery. It's turning 3. Yeah, so it is from friend to friend. Now, in this formal invitation, usually there is RSVP. What is RSVP? RSVP means please replay. But in the informal invitation, also there is RSVP. What does the functions of the RSVP? RSVP is, what is that? It's a letter. Yeah, we have to write a letter return to the inviter. We have to confirm that we could or we couldn't attend the event. Okay, here I have 2 invitations. You could observe these 2 invitations first, and then please guess which one is the formal and which one is the informal invitations. Yeah. So here the first one is formal invitation. Why so? Because as you can see clearly that the language is very formal. Yeah, and the structure also indicate that is the formal invitation. And the second one, you also could see clearly that is the informal invitation because yeah, from the decoration you could see there is a lot of balloons and also only 2 friends. You are invited to my birthday party. There is no salutations and etc. Okay, great. Now, here's responding to formal invitation. So I would like to show you how to respond to formal invitation. The first one, formal invitation should be responded to within 3 days. So we should respond or reply to the RSVP within the 3 days. To reply it, yeah, you have to reply the RSVP. And then replies are written in 3rd person. For example, we use Mr. and Mrs. Joko, yeah, gladly attend the event on and etc. So you should use Mr. and Mrs. Joko, Mr. and Mrs. Anas, Mr. Anas, Mrs. Sarah, and etc. And then replies have to be handwritten. Yeah, usually responding card to the formal invitation is in handwritten. And the last one, reason should be briefly stated for declining the invitation. If you cannot join the event, you are unable to attend the event, you should state briefly why you couldn't join the event. For example, due to chronic sick or etc. And then here's how to accept and decline. Yeah, I will show you how we accept and decline the invitation. The first one, accepting. For example, Mr. and Mrs. Eri Utomo accept with pleasure the kind invitation of Mr. and Mrs. Putianto to the wedding ceremony of their daughter on Friday, the 12th of December at 7 o'clock. And second one, Mr. and Mrs. Vibowo accept the invitation with pleasure. And here's how to decline the invitations. Number 1. Mr. and Mrs. Situ Morang regret that they are unable to accept the kind invitation of Mr. and Mrs. Pujianto for Friday, the 12th of December at 7 o'clock due to prior engagement. So here is the declining, and here the reasons are really clear, yeah, due to prior engagement. So Mr. and Mrs. Tumorang cannot attend the event. And the second one, Mr. and Mrs. Wibowo regret to decline the invitation due to health reasons. Yeah, there is a reason of why they cannot join the event. And here's the responding card. Okay, the responding card comes with the invitation card. This card should preferably be handwritten. Now let's practice. Here I have a situation. Mr. and Mrs. Edi Utomo are invited by Mr. and Mrs. Joko to their daughter's wedding. So your job is to write the responding card. The first one, Mr. and Mrs. Edi Utomo could attend the event, and the second one, Mr. and Mrs. Edi Utomo are unable to attend the event. So you could write it by yourself now. Okay, great. I assume that you could write it correctly. And here the purpose of the formal invitation. The first one, to invite people to come to formal and social events. Ya, so the formal invitation itu memang ditujukan untuk mengundang orang-orang untuk datang ke sebuah event. And the second one, to maintain the social relationship. Why does it so? Because when you receive the invitation, the formal invitation, so you are considered as the special person of them. Here's the generic structure. Okay, the arrangement of sentences, phrases, or paragraphs of an invitation is usually called a generic structure or schematic structure. The first one is invitee. What is invitee? Invitee is about who is invited. Who is invited of the event, ya. Jadi invitee itu orang yang diundang. Siapa sih orang yang diundang dalam invitation kali ini? Ya. And then number two, there is body of invitation. So body invitations consists of occasion, day and date, time and place. Of course, this is most important thing, yeah. Occasion is the the occasion. The invitations made to specific event. What event does it celebrate? Just a birthday party, wedding invitation, and so on. And then day and date. Of course, there is day and date of the events. For example, Saturday, 28th of July, 2014. Yeah. And then time you could be specific, just 3 a.m. until 4 a.m. for example, or you could simply write 3 a.m. or 3 p.m. It's up to you. And then the place. Of course, place is also important. For example, at UNES or at SMA Negeri 7 Semarang or anywhere, yeah. And the last one is inviter. So inviter means who invites, ya, siapa yang mengundang or siapa yang punya acara. Inviter is also same with host, ya, the host. Here is the language features. The first one, simple, precise, and concise words. So the words or the sentence are simple and also to the point. What event, to whom, and etc. And then detailed information. Detailed information, for example, for the dress code, formal dress code, red dress, blue dress, or even casual, and etc. The tone should be friendly and sincere. So friendly and sincere itu jadi nuansa dari undangan itu sendiri itu harus ramah dan juga tulus. Word should be chosen carefully. Jadi kalimatnya harus dipilih dengan sangat hati-hati agar tidak menyinggung pihak manapun. And then the style of writing should be formal. As I said before, there is a body invitation in a formal way using simple present tense. For example, we would like to invite or we will like to invite. Will here is the simple present, but if we use we would here is the formal one. Yeah, the formal one of will, not the past tense, but the simple present tense. And then cordially inviting, it means that you are invited in glad way with pleasure. And the last one, showing expectation of their presence. For example, we delightfully accept or we delightfully waiting for your presence and etc. Okay, here's the format of a layout. The first one, addresses of the addresser and the addressee. So it is the address of the invitee. And then salutation. In salutation, you could use Dear Mrs. Anam, Dear Mr. Joko, and etc. And the body, first one, state for whom the invitation is and by who it is given. And the second one, reasons of invitation. As I said before, there are date, time, place, and RSVP. Here, as RSVP derived from French words. I actually cannot really spell French, but I will try. So it sounds like Répondez s'il vous plaît, which means please reply. And the last one is signature. The format of the envelope for the invitation is addressed the same way as the envelope of the letter. Now here some most important things in making formal invitation. You cannot just make the formal invitation without considering some points. For example, number one, using a polite greeting. So you have to use a polite greeting. For example, dear Mr., dear Mrs. So you cannot only say Joko or Anas. Yeah, you have to use Mr. and Mrs. seperti itu ya. And then number two, use sentences that mean to invite well and politely. So you are expecting their presence on your event. So you have to be polite, yeah, because you request their presence to your event. Okay. And then, okay, use clear language between formal invitation or informal invitation. Yeah, you could, emphasize on the sentences that you use in the formal and informal invitation. And then you could write clearly the main information in the invitation. So what is that? What does the invitation about? For example, wedding party or birthday party, ceremony or something, yeah? Seperti itu. And then use a closing sentence that means a sincere request, just we hope to see you there. Use a signature at the end of the invitation, or we can also add contact information for certain types of invitation letters. So signatures mean sincerely SYIFA, for example. So the inviter, yeah, sincerely, usually yours sincerely, and the name of the inviter. And the last one, add other information related to the event if it needed, such as dress code, as I said before, and RSVP. Yeah, RSVP is important. Yeah. Now here is the structure. Yeah, there is an invitation here. Yeah, you could observe it first. And then there are invitee, inviter, body of invitation. Yeah, for the invitee, dear Mr. Rahman and Mrs. Rahmawan, yeah. And then the inviter. The inviter is Sayyidah Liana Mumfaz, yeah. And the third daughter of Mr. Absoni and Mrs. Santi with Muhammad Umar Farooq, first son of Mr. Hadi Susanto and Mrs. Aminah. So this is the marriage, yeah, of the Sayyidah and Muhammad Umar. And the body invitations, the wedding will be held on Saturday, February 16, 2020, from 10 a.m. until 1 p.m. at the Ballroom Hotel Utami, Jalan Juanda, number 15, Surabaya, East Java. So there is the expectations of the attendance. We look forward for the honor of your presence to celebrate together and give the blessing for us. Here is another example, but this time is from school. Ya, jadi ini lebih formal lagi, from SAWA Children Orchestra, Jalan Ahmad Yani, nomor 4, D4-17. So you could see here, Mr. Hasnan Sitompul is the invitee, orang yang diundang. Yeah, also that box, the first box, the addresses of the addresser and the addressee. Jadi yang pertama itu adalah alamat dan juga invitee. Kemudian ada Dear Mr. Sitompul, ya, itu adalah salutation. And then my name is Frida Cho and I'm writing on behalf of the children of the SWA Children Orchestra. So state for whom the invitation is and by who it is given. Ini dari Frida Cho, perwakilan dari children of the SWA Orchestra. Here's the reasons of invitation. We would like to invite you or a representative of the Chamber of Commerce to attend special performance entitled Indonesia Raya, performed by the SWA Children Orchestra and conducted by Jose Angel Salazar, world's youngest music conductor from Venezuela. And then the event will take place on, so this is the date, time, place, and also there is RSVP and also the detailed information, dress code for the date, Saturday, 15th of August 2021 for the date, time 5 until 7 p.m. Yeah, and there is 19 minutes there. The venue, Jakarta Convention Center Hall, Jalan Gatot Subroto, Jakarta. And then you could reply or you could confirm the attendance to this number, yeah, or email to that email as an RSVP. And yeah, dress code formal. Yeah, here is the signature. Yeah, yours sincerely, Frida Cho. Frida Cho, the director. Nah, here is the exercise. Yeah, first you could observe the invitation first, and we will answer it together for number 1 and number 2. Yeah, okay. I think you have read the invitations. So number 1, who is the invitee? What is your answers? Ya, this is Mr. Muhammad Saleh. The invitee atau orang yang diundang adalah Mr. Muhammad Saleh, ya. And number 2, when will be the event hold? I think it is very easy for you. Yeah, it is on 22 September 2018, yeah. In Saturday. Another one. You could read the invitation first, and we will do the exercise as before. Okay, this is a wedding ceremony, yeah? So, number 1. From the invitation, we can infer that yeah, the answer is D, the wedding of Wendell Allman and Ivy Donslow. Number 2, who is the inviter? Great, the inviter is D, Wendell Allman and Ivy Donslow. Okay, that's all for today. Thank you so much, and I hope after you receive this material, you could write formal invitation and could differ between the formal and informal invitation. Also, thank you for doing the exercise with me. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.